everyone, and welcome back to another Sims 4 YouTube video. Today we are checking out the Pregnancy Overhaul mod by Little Miss Sam. This is one of my favorite mods because, as you may know, when playing The Sims, when your Sims get pregnant, they cannot do anything. It's like they're just existing for 3 days in game and they can't do anything. But this mod completely changes that, where your Sims are able to do everything they could do before they were pregnant for the first 2 trimesters of their pregnancy. When they get into the 3rd trimester, then they're not able to do as much. But still, this mod is incredible. So let's go check this mod out in game and see how it works and see if you would download this in your Sims game. I think it's a little bit of a no-brainer because honestly, it's quite annoying playing with pregnant Sims because they can't do anything. But anyways, let's hop into game and see how this mod works. So we are now in game, as you can see, and thanks to the help of MC Command Center, I was able to make her pregnant through MC Command Center. But I did want to point out that this update comes out at a perfect time. Yesterday, she updated the mods so that now your Sims can actually ride horses when they're pregnant, which we may or may not be doing today in this video because I'm actually quite curious how that would work. But like in what I was saying in the beginning, you can do anything that your Sims couldn't do before. So like one of the things that I love doing with my Sims is making them go out for jogs because they come back and they're a lot happier. Well, before you couldn't do that with pregnant Sims, but now you can. So she's in her 1st trimester. There's also a couple things that I want to go over while she's jogging, but look, she's jogging and she's in her 1st trimester, and it's amazing because if they get tense or they're unhappy, maybe they're uncomfortable, whenever I send them off for a jog, they always seem to be 10 times better. But a few things that you can add within this mod is you can either make your pregnant Sims belly smaller or a little bit bigger or much bigger. I always use the much bigger, but that's just my preference. I think it's like 25% more bigger than EA's original style. I don't know where she went. Oh, here she is. The other thing you can actually do is have an optional thing for death. If you wanted the potential of your Sims when they go into labor, they have the baby, there can be a chance for them to actually die. Now, if you use the Healthcare Redux mod by A Deep Indigo, they already have it built into where you can suffer from postpartum hemorrhaging. So I don't use that optional in game, but I have it in my folder just because I didn't feel like taking it out. But if you wanted to, you have the choice between 2 days or 7 days, to where if you potentially want your Sim to die from like maybe a labor complication or anything like that, you could do that. Now, if you pick the 2 days, it'll give you 2 days within the time that they gave birth to those, first 48 hours for it to happen, or 7 days, or in a span of a week, they could potentially die at any time. Now, it's very small that would happen, so it's not going to be quite big. I think it's like, 1 to 3% chance of it actually happening. That's up to you if you want to kill your Sims or not, but there is still a lot more to go over with this mod. But as you can see, she's running. Like if I pause the game really quickly, I can show you like her belly is a lot bigger than EA's belly. So that's your decision. On the website though, they do have photos so you can see what it would look like for the different versions. Be very careful. You only want one belly version in your game, and you only want one of the optional deaths, or you can take them all out. It really depends. But I think we'll go ahead and maybe rescue a horse and then sell it. Just so I can show you that they can indeed ride these horses. Now, the other thing too, if you play with mermaids in your Sims 4 game, they are also able to, in their 3rd trimester, swim and dive. I don't really play with mermaids that often in my game, so I'm not entirely sure what they can and can't do when they're pregnant. But for this video, I think we're gonna go get a horse really quickly. We'll just rescue a horse and go from there. I wanted to get Patch, but he's a baby, so we could get Sugarbush. We'll do this one, or Sugarfoot, I think we'll do that one. I don't know what type of breed this is. So here's our horse just for the day, but your Sims are able to mount on them while they're pregnant and they can go for their rides. I don't understand why the Sims made it to where your Sims can't do anything when they're pregnant. I forgot she just got a riding skill. That's why she was not too good at it. But I'm genuinely curious as to why your Sims can't do as much when they're pregnant in the game, because it's kind of annoying. Like, they take away everything. They're just kind of like there for like 3 days. Like, you can't do anything with them. Like, now she's riding her horse and it just makes sense. Like, during your 1st and 2nd trimester, like, you can still do a lot of the stuff, you can do in real life. Like, not saying it doesn't affect you, because, you still have morning sickness and stuff like that, but you're still able to do a lot more when it gets to your third trimester, I understand them taking away majority of it. But I just love this mod so much because it allows your Sims to still be able to do a bunch of stuff. Like for one of the things is you can't go swimming in The Sims, but with this mod, you can go swimming. I think there might be a little pond somewhere over here. Definitely you can't go swimming in this. So we're no longer at Chestnut Ridge. I have moved to Sulani to show you that they can indeed swim, but I did go ahead and make her go into her second trimester. So she's obviously a lot bigger. Like I feel like this is what you would look like in your third trimester in The Sims. And yeah, and she's in her second trimester, but they can now swim, actually live, you know, their life. They're not on pause for 3 days. They can, I believe they can snorkel too. Yeah, they can snorkel as well. That's something that you couldn't do. Again, the things that you can't do in The Sims if you're pregnant, if you have a pregnant Sim, is you can't dance, you can't go swimming, you can't ride a horse, you can't go in the hot tub. Now that I kind of understand because hot tubs are a little bit germy, so you might not want to go in them in the first place. They can't work out, and in this mod you can work out, which we'll show you after this. Actually, we could probably go to the gym right now since we've already done our swimming. We've snorkeled, we swam. We can go to, I quite like going to the City Living gym just because I think it's a little nice. They can't work out again. They can't do anything. They can't jog. They can't do a lot, but this mod completely changed that. Also, another thing I wanted to mention is it did take away the pregnancy walk style, so your Sims will no longer walk like they did when they're pregnant. I honestly couldn't even explain to you the walk style of it, but they walk normally now, thank goodness. But yeah, they can now work out as well. Now again, this mod only works up until your third trimester. Once you hit that third trimester, you can no longer do any of the activities, but as you can see, we're working out. We can use this equipment as well. We do like fitness. We've worked out a lot during this mod. But yeah, no, it's like they got their life back for the first 2 days of it. Now, obviously, I understand during the third trimester, you might not want to be pushing the limits on a treadmill because you might go into labor. At least they're able to kind of live their life again. I always feel bad for them because they literally can't do anything. They can't go for a jog, even though you can work out when you're pregnant. But yeah, and then after that, she can waltz back home. If we had Sugarfoot, we could ride back home, but I ended up selling Sugarfoot, so we no longer have Sugarfoot. They can also too, if you run a nectar business, you can have your Sims, your pregnant Sims, craft nectar. Now, I'm not sure if pregnant Sims could craft nectar in the first place, but if they couldn't, then it's probably the mod that allows them to, which is quite nice. So at least they can contribute to the family business. If you have a nectar family business, I thought about making one in The Sims. I don't know. It seems like it would take a little bit, but. And then if I were to not age her up, but put her into the third trimester of her pregnancy, this is what her belly would look now. Still a little bit bigger, although if you do have a Sim, like if you ask them to, like you can ask another Sim, invite them to feel the belly. If you have the much bigger version in your game, it might not look like right because it is a lot bigger than the EA version. So if the hands do disappear, it's not a glitch. It's just the belly's big. But if we were to go back and jog, we can't do that because she's unable to do that. If we had a horse, she wouldn't be able to ride it. See, all those interactions are now done. I believe you can't even take a mud bath, but I believe when they're in their first or second trimester, they can also take a mud bath. This is kind of a shorter mod review, but it's really great because they're allowed to do a lot more than they were able to do obviously when they're in their first trimester through their third trimester. So it allows your Sims to have the life that they deserve, like not feeling like they can't do anything because they're pregnant. But I also like it a lot because it allows you to kind of have more freedom with your pregnant Sims. If your Sims are really into working out, they might get sad if they don't work out after a while, because if you have that active trait, your Sims start to get upset when they don't go into the gym or don't do something active wise. So it lets you kind of have like one day of them being pissed off rather than 4 days of them being pissed off. But with that, I will end the video here. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. I hope you all enjoyed it. I know it's a bit of a shorter mod review today, but it adds so much into your game. If you play with more of a family type gameplay, I feel like, there's never not a day in your Sims household where someone's pregnant. So it allows, again, your Sims to do so much more in game and actually, have a life outside of, carrying a baby. But It's one of my favorite mods because, again, I don't know why The Sims made it so difficult, like took away everything for your Sims. There is so much in the mod that you can do. I mean, you know, every now and then I'll find something little that I'm like, oh, I didn't know I couldn't do this. And then you just get so used to playing with the mod that if you take it out, it's like, why can't I do this? But with that being said, I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to leave a like and comment about your favorite part and would you add this into your Sims 4 game. But if you want to see more content like this, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and I will see you all on Monday. Happy simming.